Hello, everybody. Okay, so today we are about to have a very, very cool conversation with the Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And I will go ahead and give folks a chance to just come on into the live because the conversation is about to get going. Let me see. Let me make sure I can request. Okay. And so, okay, Sharina,
Hey
hello.
girl, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm gonna turn up my volume here.
Yeah, I need
So
to too.
you guys, okay, this is a really cool conversation that we're having today. We're giving people just a chance to come on in, Sharina, before we get going. But yes, a really cool conversation with the Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And we have the first Vice President, Sharina Edwards, who's joining us today. Sharina, how's it going as we again just give people a chance to come on in and join our live? How's it going today?
I can't complain. It's going well. And you know what? It's a short week. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. So I cannot complain.
Okay, well, we are always going to be rooting for that. Okay, that's always a chance to give it a hand clap. Thanks to everybody that's joining now. We'll give a chance for a few other people to come on in because we just want to talk today about the things that you guys are doing in the community. You all always have so much going on, but of course, very intentional about how you reach out to the community and how you get other folks involved, which I think is really important and really cool too. So this is also the time where you all are about to start your second sorority year, correct? So you are celebrating a 1-year anniversary of the Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter. How does that feel, Sharina?
It feels really good. You know, we were a chapter that was chartered in the midst of the pandemic. We got our start in the midst of the pandemic, and we really went through our first sorority year in the pandemic, doing most things virtual, really just trying to continue to make an impact on the community while being safe. And so it feels really, really, really good to see that we have not only made an impact in the community, but we have we've raised over, $100,000 for scholarships and programming. We gave away $10,000 last year for college students to attend college. We have done, I think, more than made a dent. We've really made, we've walked around and made stiletto imprints in a time when it was difficult to do so. So we're proud, we're excited. It feels really good to know that we made that kind of change in, a global health pandemic.
Yes, that is certainly to be applauded. I mean, just what are some of the conversations, as much as you can share, that you guys were having behind the scenes because the world has seen something that we have absolutely never seen before. And for your organization to have been around for as long as it has been, and to meet something like this, to come up against something like this with the pandemic, I mean, just what were the conversations that you guys were having to motivate each other and keep it going and stay on the mission, stay on the grind? What was that like?
I think the biggest thing for us, like I said, we were chartered right in the middle of something that it was so unknown. We were chartered in June of 2020, just a couple months after really the world shut down. So we were trying to figure out, gosh, how are we going to do Delta justice? How are we going to make her proud and do the things that our founders envisioned us to do as Deltas? And trying to do that, knowing that we were so handcuffed, if you will, we had to be innovative. We had to be creative. But really, that's what Deltas are, right? We think outside the box. We figure out ways to get square pegs into round holes. That's what we do. So the conversation that we were having behind the scenes were, how are we going to impact this community? How are we going to make the widest reach and the broadest stroke given the circumstances? And so just trying to figure out, there are people, so many people that needed us more than ever, right? There were people without jobs, and there were people who we're struggling mentally. Physical and mental health is a great focus of ours. So we wanted to really make sure that we could wrap our services in our arms from a distance around people and make them feel supported and loved, and also provide for those organizations that were doing that type of service. So we wanted to do that, and we were trying to think, how can we do that safely? How can we make our presence known in the midst of this trying time where people really, were encouraged to kind of stay in and lean back?
Okay, well, before we transition to that, because I know you have a few more details to share about that, for anyone who is just joining, we are having a conversation with the first vice president of Delta Sigma Theta of the Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And so we are talking about their first year that they have been chartered and what that has been like, and some of the things that they've done to reach out to the community. And you've touched on a lot just now, Sharina. However, I want to make sure that we highlight, because I know you guys have a really broad reach as you implement your programmatic thrust in the community. But what were some of the top programs that we have seen just over the last few years? And then we can talk about what we're going to be seeing in the future over the next few months.
Okay, Felicia, I have to just chime in and say, you know that I'm an IG Live virgin, and I just got a phone call, and then you went out. So I disregarded the phone call, but I feel like I missed some of what you were saying. So is there a way to avoid that?
You're all good.
Okay.
We are all out here just trying to make it on this live virtual world. So I was just asking, I wanted to be able to highlight the programs that you guys did the last year. Maybe we could just go through a few so people know just what you've done.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So one of the, I would say one of the first things that we did a March of Dimes walk. And that was something else that we did. And we tried to think, okay, we really want to do this. We want to raise money for this major cause that the sorority partners with, right? March of Dimes. And we wanted to do it safely. So it was I think it was September, the middle of last September, where we, had these posts. We said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure there's no more than a certain amount of people at certain stops. We socially distanced, walked around the city, and we raised money while doing it. And we said for those people who don't necessarily feel comfortable, they can still donate. And we actually raised over $8,000 for that March of Dimes. And I'm super excited to say that we raised the most. So the sorority split into 7 regions. Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae Chapter sits in the Midwest region, and we raised the most out of any chapter in the Midwest region. So out of 160 chapters or something like that. And so we were just born. We were so excited about that. So that was huge for us. Then we did, we did a Impact Day of Service. I think that was on October 17th. And that was where we provided food and donations for women in homeless shelters. And so we partnered with Josephine's Catering and, sent funds there. They delivered food to firefighters around the city. We wanted to support them because, at the time and still, essential services were really prevalent. A lot of people were focusing on police officers, but we wanted to give a little love to the firefighters as well, because they go, unnoticed so often. So that was exciting too. And I'll say one of the other events, we've done some phenomenal programming from an arts and letters perspective, making sure that people are aware of Black art. So often that goes unnoticed and that goes untalked about. So we wanted to bring some light to that. And of course, economic development, something that's really big. We focused a lot on helping people, save college students. We did a couple programs there as well. So lots going on. It was a lot going on in our first year. And there's a lot more than that, but that's just a little sampling of what we did.
And just to note, somebody said you guys hit the ground running. You absolutely did that. To the folks who are just joining, go ahead. You can drop a question in the comments, or you can leave a comment, or if you just want to, shout out someone who's within this organization or anything like that. Go ahead, just connect with us. That's what this is about, is us coming together to celebrate service in the community and to celebrate the work that these awesome women are doing. So, Sharina, you were just touching on some of the things that you guys have done, and all of that in a pandemic year, let alone. And now you are getting ready to celebrate. You're kicking off your second sorority year by celebrating, the first year, the 1-year anniversary. So tell me what's going down Saturday.
Yes. So as I mentioned, we were chartered June 7th of 2020. So we celebrated our 1-year charter anniversary this past June. And we thought we were going to come out the gate, because we couldn't have normally in Delta Sigma Theta, when a chapter is chartered, it is a big deal. It's a huge deal, and you have a big party. You damn near have a parade. Like, it is a big deal. And we couldn't do that because we were in the pandemic. So we said, you know what? On our 1-year anniversary, we were going to show up and show out. But then we heard about this variant, this new strain of COVID, and we're like, are you kidding me? So we wanted to be safe again, of course. And we said, you know what? Let's just, let's dial it back a little bit. But then we said, we're going to do this in a safe way. We decided to, scale back the numbers a little bit, but still be able to gather in person. We are checking vaccination cards. But I said all that to say that this Saturday, we will be celebrating the charter anniversary of Cmac with a brunch. And we are so excited. We have so many special guests. Our national president, Beverly Evans Smith, will be our keynote speaker. She hails from Atlanta, so she's traveling in to be with us and to speak. And then our regional director, Dr. Sarajini Nunn Spencer, will also be providing special remarks. And for those of you who don't know, to have your national president and your regional director, these are the highest officials in the sorority, and it is just such a high honor, particularly to have them both in one room for you. So I am super excited. All of CMAC is really excited. I think that all of Delta Land is excited because we really do cheer each other on and support each other when magnificent things happen. So we're looking forward to that. We have a phenomenal CMAC choir. They are phenomenal. So for those of you who are attending.
Wait a minute, a CMAC choir.
We have a CMAC. We're very gifted and talented women, Felicia. We do it all. And so we have women. Now, I am not, for some reason, they didn't ask me to be in the choir. I don't know. I have to talk to them later. But for the ones
Wait, you can sing. Sharina, you can sing.
It doesn't matter. I was not asked to be in the choir.
I love it.
But the choir is awesome. And they are just, I mean, they are phenomenal. So I know you're attending on Saturday, Felicia. Wait until you hear them. You're going to be in for such a treat. They're dynamic. So we'll have our choir. We'll have a couple of other special guests from the community, and just can't wait. I'm very excited about it.
Yes, yes, that sounds good to me. I didn't know, so I am going to be sitting on the edge of my seat for sure. Someone in the comments, they did ask how you can attend the luncheon on Saturday, or the brunch on Saturday. Just so you guys know, it is sold out. But this is also a good time to just get connected with the organization, just so you can be aware of what things are coming up in the future. So even though you may not be at this one, this is a good time to make sure you're following them on social media. Sharina, you can fill us in on social media and the website.
Absolutely. So we are across all platforms at CMAC Deltas. So we're obviously on Instagram, on Facebook, and we really do, we publicize almost all of our events, in far in advance that you have opportunities to join. Felicia is right. Our brunch sold out almost immediately, and we were very excited for the love and are still excited, but I know that we're constantly getting requests for more tickets, and we just, unfortunately, we don't have them. And again, considering COVID, we're trying to be safe and not pack the room out totally. So there will be great events in the future that you will be able to attend, but I did want to also put in another plug for our mailing list. That is another way to make sure that you're in the loop about our CMAC events. And you can go on our website, another way to stay very active and involved and make sure that you visit it frequently for information about our upcoming events and activities, but that is cmacdeltas.org. So visit our website, and then on the, there's a link where you can actually sign up for our mailing list. And, once you sign up for the mailing list, you'll receive emails from yours truly letting you know about events that are coming up. And actually, that's what we did for the brunch as well.
Okay. And then someone, of course, asked, how can you know which events are open to the public and which one are for CMAC members only? I think that's a really good question.
It's a fantastic question. So so let's start with the mailing list, because I do get this question a lot. I will send out an email just generally to the mailing list, and I will get a response back saying, is this open to the public? So because I do manage the mailing list personally, and I'm also, so as part of my vice presidential duties, I'm chair of membership. So because I do manage the mailing list, if I send an email to the mailing list about an event, it is definitely public. You can assume it's public, right? Because I wouldn't send it to the mailing list if it was a closed. Right.
If you're not a member and you're getting the email, that is
you're probably going to attend. There you go, Felicia. You got that. Okay, good. And then if you see an event advertised on social media, usually more often than not, it will say, right, this event is SOARs only, Deltas only. It will definitely state it. So you can, you should be able to tell from the advertisement. But if you're unclear, definitely send an email, send a message, send a DM, ask the question, is this open to the public?
Yeah.
And my second vice president, my SOAR, Melanie Martin Ware, is chiming in on the chat. On the public calendar, which she's correct, on our website, there is a calendar of all of our programming, and it does indicate if the event is for Deltas only or if it's open to the public. So thanks, Mel.
Yeah. Okay. Look at this teamwork that's happening here. Love it. Okay, we only have a few more minutes left, and we got to cover what it's going to be looking like over this next year. I mean, you guys did some amazing things in the middle of a pandemic, so applause on that. But this next year is supposed to be a very exciting year as well. One thing that I know you wanted to get in, Sharina, because we talked about just the importance of mental health and making sure that there's some programming that is geared towards that and supporting people in their mental health journeys. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. You know, so we have a 5-point programmatic thrust, and it is economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. And our national president, so many kudos to her for really taking the time over her administration to zoom in, to really laser in on that physical and mental health piece, because and I don't just mean we as in just, homeless people or Black, we, including members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, we Black women, we put so much on us and we carry so much. And the last thing that we think about is ourselves, right? And so really just taking time to really evaluate and level set. And I think we as a chapter, what I really appreciate too about our chapter president, Shamil Tillery, who I want to give her a shout out as well, because she is one fearless, dynamic leader and somebody that I respect highly and a great friend. So I will say something that I am so proud of her for is really saying, you know what, we are not going to fill in every box on a calendar month. We are not going to have a Delta event every single day. We all need to be whole. We need to have balanced lives. We need to focus on, and we're a very young chapter. We have careers and we have, husbands and babies and things that we want to do. We have girlfriends outside of the sorority that we want to spend time with, and family, things that come up. And so we want to make sure that we stay balanced, and that is the message that we send to other people, to people outside of our organization as well, because you cannot serve yourself if you leave yourself for last. You can't give and pour into others if you're on E. So we really like to focus on that. And I wanted to highlight that because I think it's really important. And so often I think that we, particularly women of Delta, because we are bold, bossy women who try very hard to conquer the world. So oftentimes people look from the outside looking in, it seems that we've got it all together. We're doing, a million things. We're juggling a million balls in the air, but we're just as normal as everybody else. And we too have to take the time to pause and say, you know what, we got to take a step back and focus on us. And then that's the message we want to give to others as well. So I wanted to
I think that's also a bold move for you guys as an organization, because so many people do look up to your organization and many others that just seem to be doing it all. And it's like, okay, you want to strive to do that, but for someone of your caliber and like your organization to just be like, breathe, everybody. Right. We are whole people. You got to take care of self before you can help reach out to the community and take care of others. So I think that's cool. Anything else on the docket that we can expect? I know you guys are just starting your second year, but have there been any talks or discussions of what we can keep our eyes out for?
Yeah, so a couple of events I'll share. We're excited to kind of, get back out there. So our sorority pushes pause, and I say that very lightly because some of us still work through the summer on Delta issues, but we get a summer, the sorority year ends June 30th and it starts again September 1st. And so we kick back off, we're ready to go, but we spent some time over the summer focusing on, how can we continue to deliver? And now that we do have some opportunity to be in person, what kinds of programming can we deliver? And how can we get some bench strength, right, from the community to help us continue to build upon what we've done? So there's a couple of events coming up and I'm excited. And again, shout out to our second vice president, who's our chair of program planning and development, for all the work that she's doing in her dynamic committees. But September 23rd, we'll have a Facebook Live. And for those of you who are homeowners, property tax season is upon us. And it can be honestly, very frustrating to say the least. And so we want to provide you with some guidance. So we'll actually have a presenter from the Cook County Assessor's Office actually walking you through how to go about your property tax appeals. What people don't know is that homeowners leave so much money on the table because they don't know how to go about that process. They don't realize that they can actually appeal. They can get money back. They might be overcharged, but if you're not looking into it, you'll never know. So that's our first event, September 23rd. So please join us. And I am really excited about our Midwest Impact Day of Service event on Saturday, October 16th. throughout the entire week, we'll be focusing on buying black, of course. And I actually see our soror, Sean Michelle, on here. She owns an amazing ice cream joint in Bronzeville. And so we're inviting everybody to swarm there and join us there and have some ice cream and buy black. And then also we're going to be doing some service throughout the city that we're hopeful that you all will support and join us and do some work with us and impact the community. So those are just a couple of the things. Also, stay tuned by looking at our, checking our website frequently. Get on that mailing list. I'll be sending out a list of things shortly, of events that we have coming up so that you can stay in tune with us, and you can also support with your service.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And I love how we're just hitting, which is, I guess, is the point of the 5-point thrust, the programmatic thrust, because you guys are hitting so many different avenues in the community, so many different pillars that need to be hit. Okay, well, we promised folks that we weren't going to be too long, so we want to make sure that we stay true to that promise. Again, Saturday's luncheon is sold out. However, this is a great opportunity to make sure that you are in tune with what Cmac is doing and everything that they have going on in the community. So definitely check that out. One thing that you did note, one thing that you did note was that you have to be vaccinated for Saturday's event. Is there, and are you able to give us any insight at just how you guys arrived at the decision, especially with President Biden's his speech today saying that he wants to make sure as many people are vaccinated as possible, people in those who are in companies that have over 100 people. I mean, it's a lot going on in the community. I know it's a lot of different feelings, but of course, your health being of utmost, health and security and safety of everyone being of utmost importance. And so I'm sure that's something that you guys talked about.
Yes, absolutely. It's something that we did. And again, we were trying to really discuss and talk about how can we most safely have this event. We wanted to have it in person. We did not want to postpone it or cancel it. And so we said, okay, we just want everybody to feel comfortable, more than just people being safe. Of course, that's an important step, but we wanted people who were attending to feel comfortable. And so our national convention, which will be held in the third week of November, we took a page out of that book. You know, they are requiring vaccination cards, proof of vaccination for every person that is attending the national convention in person. There is a hybrid option, and so if you're not vaccinated, you can attend it certainly virtually. Yeah. But to actually be in that building to attend the national convention, you are required to have a vaccination card. So we said, okay, you know what, we're having an event. This is a fairly large event. We want to be safe and we want people to feel very comfortable. And so that is why we decided to take that extra step in addition to masking up, to take the extra step and require vaccination cards. You know, yeah. I don't think anybody anywhere, and I'm a person who, I run a large company, and I saw that press conference. So my husband was like, "Did you just see what Biden said?" Yes, I'm like, huge, my phone was like blowing up because this is game changing for me. I'll probably be up until 3 o'clock in the morning trying to address this with my company. But it's a very real situation. It's a very real thing. And I understand that people have very different perspectives about the vaccine, but the decision that we made, and as an executive committee of the chapter, was that we wanted to make sure that people were safe. And that was the decision that we decided would do that, is to ask for proof of the vaccination cards.
Well, if, as women of DST are, I mean, it's bold, it's progressive, it's certainly innovative, and it's based off science. So just thank you for sharing a little bit of that insight, because I know it's not a light decision, but it is a big decision that, of course, you want to do your best with all the information you have. So thanks for sharing a little bit of that insight. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We promised you that this wouldn't be too long. Again, congratulations to you, Sharina. I know you're in a leadership position as first vice president. And then, of course, all the women of the Chicago Metropolitan Alumnae chapter. Congratulations. I mean, 1 year. Happy first year anniversary. We're looking forward to many more awesome community events and community service events in the community. Sharina, anything else you want to get in?
There's one other thing, and I would be so remiss if I did not mention it. I thanked our president and I thanked our second vice president, but our entire executive committee who works so hard, our executive board, but also every single member of Cmac. You all are just rock stars. You know, we have so much going on. Look what we have done in a year. Look what we did during a pandemic. We have so much more to offer, so much more to do in this community that we serve. And I am honored to be a leader that gets to do it with you, and honored that you all chose Cmac. So I just wanted to share a little love to my sorors before we jumped off.
I love it. I love it. Share the love. Share the love. Okay. Well, you guys, make sure you are following. Of course, you can see Cmac Delta. You can see their Instagram page right here, Cmac Deltas. There we go. And then, of course, cmacdeltas.org. And then it's Cmac Deltas across all of the
it sure is
social media, correct?
Yes, it is. It is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys, I was going to say keep me posted, but I'm sure we'll all see all the work that's going on in the community. So no need. Just
you'll see. You'll see what Cmac is doing. Don't worry.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. You guys have a beautiful evening.
Good to see you. Bye, buddy.
Bye.